Now, Moonshot 2025 is the premier conference bringing together Africa's tech ecosystem in person to network, collaborate, share insights, and celebrate innovation across the continent. Founders, business leaders, startups, and enterprise companies driving solutions for Africa's biggest challenges will be present, showcasing groundbreaking ideas and opportunities for growth. And joining us now in the studio is Ganiu Oloruntunde, Senior Editor, TechCabal, if I got that right.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Ganiu. Thank you. Good afternoon. So can you just give us, tell us, what exactly is Moonshot and why is it such a big deal for Africa's tech ecosystem?
Again, thank you very much for having me. Moonshot is TechCabal's flagship conference. Like you rightly pointed out, we bring together the most critical stakeholders in the Africa's technology ecosystem, from operators to innovators to policymakers to investors. Everyone who has a critical role to play in advancing Africa's tech ecosystem. We're bringing all of them together in one room, and we're going to have a lot of conversations, really, because again, it's not enough that we identify challenges with the ecosystem, but we also create the platform for all the stakeholders to come together and actually talk about them, and connect, profile solutions, and you think of what the next, the way forward will look like.
Right. So this year, you guys, the team is building momentum. What does that mean in practical terms, and for startups and also for innovators?
Thank you. So for context, the theme for last year was building for the world, and the thinking for that was that we've gotten to a point where startups within the ecosystem need to start thinking of building global solutions, which is what you're building here in Lagos can have use case in Brazil or somewhere in South America, right? So that was the thinking. But for building momentum, we've realized that resilience is what has been driving this ecosystem the last decade. The ecosystem has faced a lot of challenges. Companies have faced one headwind or the other. Funding has declined. There are macroeconomic condition that doesn't really favor, there's all of FX and all of that. But this is the time to talk about how do we build resilience, how do we actually build momentum in practical terms, and that was the thinking that went into that theme.
Right. So, of course, there's a lot of insecurity in Nigeria, and, Moonshot is relatively new. Why will it be important for investors, for, creators, regulators to be in the same room at, Moonshot?
Because one of the things we've learned at TechCabal, because TechCabal is Africa's leading tech publication, and we've covered the ecosystem in the last decade or so. And one of the interesting insights we've seen is that innovation does not exist in a bubble, right? Everybody has a right to play. Everybody has something they have to do to advance. And what we are doing with Moonshot is to create that platform that brings together all the critical stakeholders, because we're all betting on technology. We operate with the principle that technology is going to be a key driver of transformation of the continent, and Moonshot gives us another chance to reinforce that idea by bringing together all of these stakeholders, and through a lot of interesting conversations, panel sessions, master classes, fireside chat, and all of that.
Right. So you've mentioned, master classes and, bringing in people with tech knowledge. And I feel like it's somewhat similar to other tech conferences that would have happened. So what will be the difference? What's going to make Moonshot stand out from the other tech conferences that we've seen across, past years?
I think I really like that question. Moonshot did not arrive overnight. It came from after a decade of covering Nigeria's and by extension Africa's technology ecosystem. So at TechCabal, we've seen the insight. We understand what the business of technology and innovation really looks like. We've identified the key players. We've covered them. We've spoken to them. We've interviewed them, and we've seen that. So Moonshot is a conference that is born out of context, right? Because TechCabal has all of the context on what Africa's technology ecosystem like. We've identified who these key stakeholders, and we've been able to curate the event in such a way that it touches all the major pain points of the ecosystem, and by creating that opportunity for all of critical stakeholders to match. So they're going to be, for instance, matchmaking sessions. There's going to be deal rooms. There's going to be live sessions from some of TechCabal's columns. So the idea is that how do we create a platform where every stakeholder, everybody who is interested in understanding, how Africa's technology ecosystem is going to drive the transformation of the continent, how do we bring all of them together in one room, and how do we get them to share ideas and, think of the way forward?
Now, with your explanation, it looks like it's really going to be huge. It's a big deal for you. So, of course, I know that Moonshot did not do this alone. So, what are some of the key partners that you have this year that's making Moonshot possible?
So we have a lot of sponsors. There's Rainest, there's OPay, there's Florida. There's just a bunch of them. But more details around our sponsors and other partners are on our website, moonshots.techcabal.com. The details around how to get tickets, how to attend, how to be part of the event, all of this. Also, more importantly, the speakers, because again, that's also a key part of the event itself. The speakers who are going to be talking there, the program and all of that, everything's on the website. People want to moonshots.techcabal.com.
Right. So for people that want to come, do they just necessarily have to be curators or creators or investors? Who else can come to Moonshot?
So I would say that Moonshot is for everyone. So the event is designed in such a way that there's something for everyone. So if you're a tech enthusiast, if you're a founder, you're an investor, you're a policymaker, you're a creator, or you're just even curious about what's happening in this tech world that they're always talking about, Moonshot is for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ganiu, for joining us and giving us an idea what Moonshot is.
Thank you very much.
It was good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.